Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Amanda, as in who's that? A man, duh. And I'm here to hopefully make it as your future wingman, duh. I got a bachelor's degree in the fine arts and a master's in the art of pickup. And I'm here to turn you fine ASS simps into forever freaking pimps. Let's go! In today's video, I'm actually going to get the most personal that I've ever gotten before on this channel. I'm sure as you guys notice, or maybe you don't, but I've been running this channel for a number of years now, since 2022. And around this time last year, for those who were with me, I was not posting any videos. I did not come back until I think it was the spring of this year. Flashback to that one video. I had to take a step back from posting YouTube videos because I started to begin to feel unqualified to be giving men dating advice. And as you can tell, I was going through a heartbreak in this time period. And that's sort of why I took a step back from making YouTube videos. And my life's changed a lot since then, but the reason why this timing is a particularly weird time to be in my personal life, it was because it was around this time last year where I got heartbroken. But I sort of wanted to talk about, for those of you that are experiencing rejection and for those of you that are experiencing heartbreak, how difficult it can be when you even get like a sense of a little like a feather of a heartbreak. And if you're the type of person that has like this monster that sort of lives inside of you, like this rejection type of monster, this part of you kind of takes over and it creates like a fight or flight sensation. Are we gonna fight for the love or are we gonna flight? And a lot of times what this part is doing is it's trying to prove to you that you're unlovable. My part was so bad last year that I was just circling the drain. And it's not because of the person who necessarily rejected me, but what it was, it's the fact that when you get rejected, what we do a lot of times is we reject ourselves in turn. Instead of being like, oh wow, you know, so-and-so, saying your own name, oh wow, my own name. Like, I understand why you would feel this way. I get how frustrating it is. Like, no, instead, if you're anything like me, you turn inwards and you go, why the heck did you even ask for love? Why would you even want something like that? You crazy cuckoo lady who flew the cuckoo's nest. You're nuts. Like, you're insane. But I'm not kidding. It was to the point where I would like cringe at myself for wanting any form of romance. I repressed this part and I shamed myself for even getting the grandiose idea that love could exist for me. It was kind of interesting because, like, you know, in my early 20s, I was going through like a lot of like health issues as well. And my ankles, like, they were giving out on me. Like, I could not go for like long walks and I lost this sort of mobility that I used to have. And I was just like, you know, like, what is all this for? And then when I started to talk to my ankles, quite literally, when I started to speak to the ankle part, my ankles were like, you abandoned us, you betrayed us. Like, because when the ankles stopped working for me, when I started experiencing the inconveniences of being stuck at home, the inconveniences of not being able to go outside, not being able to have that like nice mental health walk, when I started experiencing that, I just shifted the blame back onto myself and back onto my own ankles. Like, how dare you ankles give out on me? Like, you're the worst and I blame you, because if only you could work, then I could have my life agenda and all my dreams and my goals could be met. Like, my ankles are just providing me an inconvenience, and what this did is it only made the healing process worse. It only made me sicker. If you're somebody and it seems like every time you experience just like an air of rejection and you go into this like insane sort of mode, I want you to like acknowledge this part, the part of you, maybe the part of you that hates women. And I know that sounds like rather crude and weird to talk about, but it's not like those of you that are frustrated with women, this isn't yourself. This isn't like who you are. You're not just like a woman hater. And with that part, what I really want you to do is I want you to pull it out. outside of you and talk to that part. If you want to like, you know, sit in another chair like next to you and be like the part that hates women versus the part that loves, the fight versus the flight. A lot of times we have these two major parts with the agenda to fight for love and the agenda to run away and never try again. It's really important to get in touch with yourself at this moment in time to see which part of you is coming out of your rejection sort of circumstance. Which part is taking over that sort of wound? That's only a small aspect of you. Sometimes when we get rejected, we think it's the entire self that gets rejected. We think it's the entire self that is frustrated with women, but really this is just a part. This is just an aspect of yourself. And when we externalize it, when we literally make it into sort of like its own form, I want you to ask yourself, like, how old is this part? It wasn't that I was rejected that made it so difficult. It was the fact that I abandoned myself. I abandoned my own needs and I told myself, how dare you even wish for something like that? You're silly, you're cringe. How could you want love? That's how I spoke to myself. So, you know, we want to like take the part with us and we want to say like, hey, it's okay for you to be here. Like, we want to offer you this space. You have a good reason to be frustrated right now. You have a good reason to be taking over. And we want to get to the bottom of what this reason is. We don't want to shame you. We can understand why that was hard for you. And I really want you to pinpoint a time where this rejector part was frozen, you know, an age. See what comes up. Don't force anything. This is all for your mental. And in this way, we can heal ourselves. As somebody that's in social work and I work with moms, I work with kids that are experiencing extreme trauma, and I also work with people through my YouTube channel. As somebody that works with all different types of people, something very fascinating is that when we deal with our parts, like the parts we hate of ourselves, as only one aspect of ourself and not the entire whole, as soon as we stop blending with our parts, we stop blending with the part that's been rejected, we stop blending with the part that binges P0RN. As soon as we can sort of like take ourselves back and away from this, then we can finally awaken. Then we can get in touch with the self. But this part of you, it has needs and it's been rejected. And at some point you abandoned this boy or this young man, however old your part is. So anyways, with that being said, I will see you guys in a later YouTube video. I know my comment section is pretty crazy, but a lot of times when I'm reading all these stories of men in various forms getting rejected by women in various circumstances, I just know that a lot of this is coming from pain. And I encourage you to talk to that part, see how old it is, see what it wants you to know. Really externalize it to the best of your ability and don't think for it. Let it be intuitive. Let it be authentic. Let the answer come to you. And that's what's really going to help move you forward in coping with this rejection. Because a lot of times it's not about the girl. It's about the boy or the young man that was abandoned at this certain point in time, that never got healed, that just got repressed and starved, emotionally speaking. Okay. Anyways, I will see you guys in a later video. Bye, y'all.